Look, I called him Governor Trudeau because they should be the 51st state, really. It would make a great state, and the people of Canada like it. If they became our 51st state, it would be the greatest thing they could ever do. It would be unbelievable. It would be a cherished state. I think Canada is going to be a very serious contender to be our 51st state.
Listening to that, it's pretty fair to say that President Trump sounds a little more than mildly preoccupied with the idea of Canada possibly becoming the next state to join our union, the 51st state. Now, despite what the president just said, you heard him say the Canadians like it. A recent poll from YouGov found only 15% of Canadians said they supported merging with the United States. Even so, we wondered if this were to ever happen, how it might change the U.S. politically, especially in the United States Congress. And we should note, thought experiment only, ladies and gentlemen, not remotely likely to happen. But let's start at some very basic numbers. What's the Canadian population? You see it there, 41.6 million. The overall U.S. population, 341.3 million. Canada, if it entered as a state, if, would be larger by population than my home state of California, currently the most populous state in the Union. All right, what might that mean in the United States Congress? Well, of course, this is a misnomer. There is no Canadian congressional membership, but if this were to happen, how might that affect? Well, statisticians have looked at this, did the population, and said this would create 54 representatives for that state of Canada and 2 senators. However, it's important to note this. There's a 1929 law that says the number of seats in the House of Representatives must be capped at 435. So if these 54 representatives came from Canada, that means other states currently in our union would have to lose congressional representation, probably taking seats from Texas, Florida, California, maybe Illinois, maybe New York. We don't know where. So don't think of it as 435 plus 54. Think of it as 435 with 54 from Canada taken out of that. Talk about some nasty politics there. If it's one state, that's very simple, 2 senators. How might the voting patterns in Canada, as we currently understand them, influence how many of these 54 House seats, should they ever exist, might break down on party lines? Well, people who have looked at this have said, if it's 54, 36 of them more than likely would be Democratic. 18 of them would be more than likely to be Republican. How might that affect the balance of power in the Senate? Well, you add 2 seats. That would take it to 49 to 53. Wouldn't affect it all that much. But look, let's be honest. It's kind of fun to see those 2 Canadian flags there. That's it. It's fun. But taking this, the Senate and particularly the House, and that party breakdown, and taking seats away from states like Florida, Texas, California, maybe others, all of that portends a kind of political dynamic that President Trump, once he actually sees it, if he ever were to see it, might not like nearly as much as it sounds like today.